Let's be real. Kenya's biggest crisis isn't poverty or unemployment, it's grand corruption. The kind that steals billions while hospitals run out of medicine and roads crumble. The institutions meant to fight it are compromised. The politicians are untouchable. But there's a growing idea, one that's radical, controversial, and maybe necessary. That is the death penalty for the worst corruption cases. Before you dismiss it, let's break it down. How would it work? Is it even legal? And most importantly, how do we stop it from being weaponized against political enemies? We start by looking at countries that have done it. China executes corrupt officials for embezzling over the equivalent of 420,000 US dollars. Lai Xiaomin, a former banker, was put to death for stealing 260 million US dollars. Their system isn't perfect, trials aren't always fair, and critics say it's used to silence rivals. But one thing is clear, it sends a message. Vietnam kills corrupt officials for stealing as little as 43,000 US dollars. Duong Chidung, a shipping tycoon, was executed in 2014. In Vietnam, public support is high but enforcement is shaky. Iran uses the death penalty for quote-unquote corruption on earth, including economic crimes. In 2018, 3 businessmen were executed for crashing the currency market, but their courts are opaque and innocent people get caught in the crossfire. The lesson we learn is that harsh penalties can work, but only with ironclad safeguards. Kenya's 2010 constitution protects the right to life, but it doesn't ban the death penalty outright. The Supreme Court in the 2017 Murwatetu case already ruled that mandatory executions are illegal, but discretionary ones, well, that's still open. For this to work, we'd need one, clear thresholds. Only the worst cases qualify for the death penalty, like scams of over Kenya shillings 1 billion or ones that collapse entire sectors. Secondly, fair trials pursuant to Article 50 of the Constitution. No more dropped cases because someone knows the right people. We must also have special anti-corruption courts with vetted judges. Thirdly, no political bias. The law can't just target opposition figures while allies walk scot-free. Right now, Kenya hasn't executed anyone since 1987. Now, bringing it back would be explosive, but if done right, it could be the shock that this country needs. Now, Kenya's history is full of politicized prosecutions. Miguna gets arrested, but Lilian Bogo Omolo from the NYS graft scandal walks scot-free. We can't let that happen here. Here is how we prevent abuse. First, an independent anti-corruption body, like Hong Kong's ICAC, free from state house control. Secondly, we have strict legal criteria, whereby only cases with hard evidence and massive losses qualify for the death penalty. There should be no vague accusations. Thirdly, special anti-corruption courts with trained judges and public trials. Fourth is whistleblower protection, which rewards and protects people who expose graft instead of silencing them. Without these, the death penalty becomes just another tool for the powerful to exploit. In terms of implementation, parliamentarians won't pass the death penalty because they have too many skeletons in the closet. But under Article 257, the citizens can force a referendum with over 1 million signatures. Here's how to do it. The first step is to build a coalition of civil society, activists, and fed-up citizens. The second step is to draft a bill with clear rules and strict safeguards. The third step is to collect signatures, and finally, we force the vote. If MPs block it, pursuant to Article 257, the referendum is activated and it is taken straight to the people to vote. Grand corruption isn't just theft, it's treason. It betrays the people, sabotages the economy, and steals the future of millions. Soft punishments have failed. It's time for consequences that match the crime. The death penalty for mega graft sends one clear message: steal billions meant for hospitals and roads, and you pay with your life. Not as revenge, but as justice. But this only works if we set sky high thresholds, guarantee fair trials with special courts, and lock the system against political abuse. Parliament won't act, their hands are dirty. We must force a referendum with over 1 million signatures. That is our weapon. The choice is stark. Keep watching thieves destroy Kenya or draw the line. Sign, fight, and take back your country.